Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a few days since I've been on here. Just busy doing work stuff and all that. And but I finally got a little time here. Finally gonna be able to starting this little playlist of mine where I'm gonna go through like some of my favorite Stanley Cup series, or throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs from each year. Now, mind you, there's some that there's more than one for some of these years, and I kind of got to pick which one I want. But the one that I wanted to start off with, to start this playlist off with, was a game that was pretty important to us here in the United States. And now, mind you, I was only, how old was I at the time? I think maybe two. I was not quite 3 years old yet, but yet I still remember it. I still remember it, watching it on TV. It was on tape delay, and I've obviously gone back and I've seen the game, in total, as growing up and stuff. And I thought I would take a look at it. That's why I'm wearing this, which, by the way, it's a little musty. It's been in a tote for a while, so I kind of gotta run this through a wash. But I wanted to look at the 1980 Miracle on Ice. Now, this game was, and still to this day is, one of the most important games in U.S. hockey history. It is still celebrated. I mean, we just had the in 2020 was the 40th anniversary of this incredible game. Now, mind you, 10 days earlier, these two teams, the United States and the Soviet Union, they played an exhibition game at Madison Square Garden. 10 days before this. And the Soviets destroyed Team USA 10-3. So we're thinking, okay, they go into the Olympics, they go into the round robin. USA's looking good. Obviously, the Soviets are looking good. The Soviets had won the last 6 straight gold medals during the Olympics, the Winter Olympics. The Soviets were an insane team. I mean, and unfortunately, this was during a time when none of them could come over to play in the NHL. We're seeing something similar now, where the Russians are trying to keep their young players over there and not come over here. Well, because a lot of these Russian players, I mean, really, really good. I mean, insanely good. And it was insane. And not many people know, not many people remember that after this game, Team USA had to play one more game. This was not the gold. A lot of people think this was the gold medal game. This was not. This was the semis. This was the semifinals. They still had one game to go. They had to play Finland 2 days later, which that game they won. But this one, now the crazy thing is, if they would have lost to Finland, because they were trailing in that game too, if they would have lost to Finland, I don't know if this game means as much. Because Team USA, that won them the gold medal. It's the last time Team USA has won a gold medal at the Olympics. They've come close a couple other times, just haven't quite got there. So I wanted to take a look at it. Now, this was, this was basically, Team USA is a bunch of college kids from Boston and Minnesota. While the Russians, the Soviets, had, these were pro players that have been playing for years over there, playing for the Red Army team, playing for, for all of these, from CSKA, SKA, all the, a lot of the teams that are playing in the KHL right now, they were around during this time. And I thought I would take a look at it. So in the first period, now of course, Team USA coached by, legendary Herb Brooks. The coach of the Soviet team, Viktor Tikhonov. I've read stories. He was not a nice person. He was not a very nice person. He was a very hard-nosed coach. And the goaltenders, of course, for Team USA was Jim Craig. And for the Soviets, Vladislav Tretiak, who was like the god of goaltending for the Russians at the time, and Vladimir Mishkin. Now, a lot of people wonder, why is Vladimir Mishkin important? Well, I'll get to that. But the first period starts off. The Russians, they're dominating. I mean, they're dominating play, and they get that first goal. They score first at 9:12 of the first period. Vladimir Krutov from Alexei Kasatonov. So that puts the Soviets up 1-0, 9:12 into the first. So Team USA already up against the wall. But they battle back. At 14:03, Buzz Schneider scores from Mark Pavlich. That ties the game. So Team USA, a little hope. Get a little hope here against this ungodly good team here in the Soviets. But the Soviets come back, and they score again, 17:34 of the first period. It's Sergei Makarov, who does make it over to the United States. Not to the United States. Well, he makes it out of Russia, and he does play. He does have a pretty decent, relatively decent career in the NHL. But so he scores from I believe it's Alexander Golikov. So that puts him up 2-1. But at 19:59 of the first period, so literally, it is ticking down from 1 second to 0. It is literally at 0. The puck goes in the net, but nobody's sure if it counts because the clock's at 0. So I mean, they have to go back and look at it, and they find out, yeah, right before the clock hit 0, that puck crossed the goal line. Mark Johnson from Dave Christian and Dave Silk at 19:59 ties the game at 2. Holy cow. I mean, and if you go back and watch the game, I mean, whoo, I have it videotaped somewhere on an actual VHS tape. Not sure exactly where that's at right now, but it's, and pretty sure, to watch the whole game, pretty sure you could find it on YouTube. But that ties the game at 2-2 after the first. Now we go into the second period. Now this is where it kind of changes. Because coming out of that first period, starting the second period, Tretiak's on the bench. The Soviets, the best goalie that the Soviets have had, Tikhonov sits him. He sits him on the bench to start the second period, and he puts Mishkin in. And we're like, because even on the broadcast, Herb Brooks was even, like if you watch the movie Miracle, Herb Brooks is like, wait, he sat Tretiak. What's going on here? And it threw a lot of people off because they didn't expect that. They're like, wait, Mishkin? Okay. So start of the second period, again, Soviets dominating. And I mean when we get to the shot totals, whoo, yeah. But second period, now the U.S. takes a penalty, and the Soviets make them pay. Alexander Maltsev scores at 2:18 of the second period, power play goal from Vladimir Krutov. So that puts the Soviets up 3-2. And again, we're thinking, you know, but considering 10 days earlier they got blown out 10-3, they're hanging in. You know, Team USA is hanging in here. So at the end of this, they go through the whole second period. The Soviets are up 3-2 at the end of 2. Third period starts again. Now it's a little closer. It's a little more even in the shot department. Team USA really started playing a lot better in that third period. Well, the Soviets take a penalty, and Mark Johnson makes them pay. He scores on the power play at 8:39 of the third period from Dave Silk, ties the game at 3. And it's like, whoa, they're really hanging with these guys. And then at 10 minutes exactly of the third period, the goal, and he is still asked about it to this day. 10 minutes of the third period, Mike Eruzione from Dave Pavlich and I can't remember Harrington's first name. God damn, I looked at it earlier too. But Eruzione scores at 10 minutes. And now they're just it's hanging on. They're trying to they're doing everything they can to hang on. And you know, it gets down into that last minute. And it just, you know, and Team USA they're trying to play keep away the best they can. And then of course, you know, it gets down into those last 10 seconds. And then the immortal line from Al Michaels. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! 4-3. Team USA beats the Soviets 4-3 in a game that was known as the Miracle on Ice. Now the Soviets did win bronze that year, but you know, it was not very well received over in the Soviet Union. And you know, I mean, obviously there's always the tension back then, and even still now. It just, you know, it didn't go over well in the Soviet Union because they felt like that they're a vastly superior team. On paper they were, but not on that night. Now the shot department, Team USA gets just, I mean, more than double in the shot department. They get outshot the shots are 18-8 in favor of the Soviets in the first period. 12-2 for the Soviets in the second period. And then 9-6 in the third period in favor of the Soviets. So the Soviets outshoot Team USA in every period. The shot total is 39-16 in favor of the Soviets. Both teams went 1 for 3 on the power play. Jim Craig, who probably had the best, probably one of the best games of his life that you could think of, he stopped 36 of 39 shots. Tretiak stopped 6 of 8. And then Michigan stopped 6 of 8. So, you know, I mean, not, you know, it really blew a lot of people's minds that after that first period, because Tretiak gives up that goal right at the end of the period, that Tikhonov sits him. You know, and a lot of people were, I mean, even some still, a lot of the Soviet players who played on that team, you know, they're asked now, you know, why did Tikhonov sit? And they all told. I think one of them went and said, Coach crazy for sitting Vladislav Tretiak. I would say so. But again, it's not like Michigan played bad because he didn't. But it's just how do you sit your goaltender who's been so good? I don't know, but they for whatever reason, Tikhonov didn't think Tretiak had it, and it's weird. It's really weird. I mean, even still, all these years later, you sit back and you wonder why did he do that? I don't know, but yeah. So that's how I wanted to start off this playlist. A game that really kind of got me into that, really sparked my what would be my love for the game, and it just, I mean, Team USA 4-3. And then, of course, 2 days later, they're trailing against Finland, going into the third period. They pull it out, coming from behind. And that's the last time they won the gold medal. So, and hopefully at some point they can do it again, because the Soviets came back at the next Olympics, the very next Olympics, and dominated. They dominated, and yeah. So, the Soviets, they had that one. It was like one blip, one Olympic blip, because then they went right back to winning gold medals again in the next couple Olympics after that. So, but on this night, Team USA, even though they got dominated in the shot department, sometimes they looked like they didn't even belong on the ice with this team that 10 days earlier blew them out 10-3. On this night, they got the better of them. So let me know what you guys think. How many people remember this game? I'd love to know. I'd love to know. And because I definitely remember it. And yeah. So yeah, this starts off this little playlist of mine, and then and now every other video in this playlist is going to have a series from each year, starting from 1981, because I started out in 1980 with this. Starting out in 1981, I will look at one series for each particular year, going up until this past season. So let me know what you guys think. I think this is going to be a fun little playlist to do, and yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys a little bit of this, and this is kind of how my fandom started. So let me know what you guys think. If you like the video, it'd be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button. If you really enjoyed the video, again, it would be awesome. It would be greatly appreciated if you hit that subscribe button. And, if you want to be notified anytime future videos are uploaded, go ahead and tap that little bell, and it will notify you anytime one of my videos goes live. And if you also feel like sharing the video, if you really like the video and you want more people to see it, you can go ahead, share the video, share it as much as you like. Go back, share some of my other videos, whatever you guys want to do. You guys want to share them? Go for it. So, again, let me know your guys' thoughts on the 1980 Miracle on Ice, which is hard to believe. That's been almost 44 years ago. Crazy. But let me know what you guys think. And yeah. So, again, hit like and subscribe. Crazy game. I will see you guys later.